Hi, everyone. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Department of Philosophy and Religion and the PPE program. My name is Professor Serena Perak, and I'm the director of the PPE program. Just a quick note, we're going to be recording this event today for families who couldn't be here. And we ask, if possible, that people keep their cameras on so we can see everyone's smiling faces. So, congratulations, graduates. You did it. You made it through not only 4 or 5 years of college, but you've graduated after living through a once-in-a-lifetime global pandemic. Or let's hope it's a once-in-a-lifetime. You survived remote learning, Zoomed classes, mass socializing, and managed to learn, grow, and do great work. I'm always amazed at what our students do at Northeastern, but this year I'm in genuine awe of your perseverance, your resilience, and your good humor through it all. Teaching you was a genuine highlight for me during what was an incredibly difficult year. On a personal note, those of you who know me know that I love my job. But what you may not know is that my very favorite thing about this job that I love so much is the privilege of getting to know students through the whole 4 or 5 years of the program. Some of you I've known since your first semester, and in some cases, I met you when you were visiting Northeastern as a prospective student. You have all grown and developed so much over the years, and it's a real pleasure to be able to share in your success today. I know I speak for my colleagues in the department when I say that we've loved being your professors, and we are so proud of you today and look forward to seeing all the great things you're going to do in the world and in your lives. So let me now turn it over to Professor Sindler, who's the chair of the Department of Philosophy.
Hey, everybody. As Serena said, I'm Ron Sandler, chair of the Department of Philosophy and Religion. Just to echo Serena, friends and families of graduates, welcome. We wish that we could be celebrating with you in person, invite you into our community space, but we're still so happy to be able to share this with you in this imperfect medium. Graduates, what an accomplishment. We are so proud of you. I mean, graduating from Northeastern is no small thing, ever. We don't just ask you to work hard in challenging classes. We ask you to do that, and we ask you to contribute to the community, to engage the world, to conduct research. And on top of all of that, every year or so, you're going to do a job search during the semester. And then you're going to leave campus for 4 to 6 months, and then you're going to come back and integrate all of that experience and learning into your education. It is amazing what you do all the time, and it is especially so under these circumstances this past year. So we are so very proud of you, and it is an enormous joy for us to be able to celebrate with you. We're so happy for you. So a few introductory remarks about graduation events. We're going to be celebrating with you in several ways. One way, of course, is this event today. Another is that we have created a graduation website where you will find, among other things, a video compilation of congratulations from all of your faculty. Diane, do you want to drop that link in the chat? We'll send it out afterwards as well. As you know, there's quite a lot of faculty, and some of them sometimes can go on kind of long. So it wasn't feasible to have everybody talk at this event. So we put this together. It is definitely worth a watch. I think you will enjoy it. We are also tomorrow having an in-person event on campus from noon to 2. It'll be between the Renaissance Park building and International Village. There's a green space right there. We're going to be set up out there. We have so much missed our departmental gatherings, our working groups, our ethics bowl teams, our research groups, the clubs, just generally hang out with everyone around the department, the Ottos. We have missed the Otto's pizza in a relatively big way. So we want to get together one last time in person. So if you're on campus, come by tomorrow. Let us congratulate you in person, pick up a t-shirt, some food, and visit with us for a little bit. Today's event the plan is pretty straightforward. We're going to start by recognizing some students who have won awards, both at the university level and from our department. Then we're going to have some student speakers, and then we are going to highlight and honor all of our graduates. We have put together a slideshow for all of the graduates who have registered for this event. So if you are a graduate, and we think we've got everybody who's registered, we've worked very hard on this, but if you are a graduating senior and you did not register, you're here, you got the link from somebody else or something, please let us know right now so that we can add you, so that we can recognize you at this event. So Diane is going to drop Katie's email in the chat right now. And if you did not register or you didn't submit a slide, please send that information to Katie right now so we can get you added for that part of the program. Okay, so to get started, we're going to start with recognizing our graduating seniors who have been recognized with university-wide awards, beginning with our Huntington 100 recipients. And to say a few things about the Huntington 100 and recognize those recipients is Professor John Basil.
Hi, all. So the Huntington 100 honors 100 Northeastern students every year for outstanding student achievements. The Huntington 100 embody our mission, values, and ideals. Awardees are chosen according to the following criteria: impact on the campus community, record of service, global engagement, demonstrated leadership, innovative spirit, and commitment to a high level of ideals. This year, over 700 students were nominated to the Huntington 100, and I'm delighted that 3 members of our community were among the 100 awardees. Those students are Kaleem Ahmed, Danny Rasseby, and Cooper Gould. I've had the pleasure of working with all these students, and I can attest that this honor is well-deserved. Congratulations to you 3. We now want to recognize some recipients of our Undergraduate Research Exposition Award. And to talk more about that, I'm going to introduce Professor Jacob Stump.
Hi, everyone. I lead the Philosophy as a Way of Life working group, and this is to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of Edie Olmstead and Cooper Gould, the 2 graduating seniors who shaped the project of the working group over this past year. I'll briefly describe the project. The project was to design and run an experimental study on ancient Stoicism. We measured the effectiveness of Stoic mental techniques at relieving anxiety in students at Northeastern. And the techniques were taken from Epictetus's Enchiridion. This is known as the Handbook of Stoicism throughout history. It was written almost 2,000 years ago. This was an enormous project. It required the students to win a $5,000 undergraduate research initiative award, to apply for and receive IRB approval, to customize a text messaging service to collect participant data, to recruit 60 participants for the study, and to do complicated data analysis. And all of this was after the students had designed the study, which required them to consult with faculty in the applied psychology department, to learn techniques of behavioral analysis, and to read ancient Stoic text in a unique way, namely with an eye to extracting empirical claims that could be empirically evaluated. I would not have agreed to lead this project if Edie and Cooper were not involved. They're the sort of students who are more like fellow investigators, and at several points in the study, they were the ones making the decisions, independently taking on significant responsibility and pushing the project forward. And they have been rightly recognized for their achievements. Along with the other 5 students who are part of this current project, Edie and Cooper recently won the People's Choice Award in the Interdisciplinary Topics category at RISE, Northeastern's premier research showcase and the largest event of its kind in the United States. Many congratulations to both of you. Thank you so much for your brilliance and your diligence, and we will miss you.
Thanks, Jacob and John. We are also going to quick throw things over to Rory Smead, who just reminded me that we have some graduates who won the RISE Award a year before last for the infamous dog project. So Diana, you want to throw the spotlight on Rory for a second?
Hey, everyone. I just wanted to give a shout out to Alyssa Pasco, who was part of the team that did the Dog Project Part 2. Sorry, a little bit of background. We got interested in social choice theory and democratic voting systems. To explore these ideas, we did a contest where people were voting on cute dogs. That went really well. And the following year, we decided to do this with real politics. And we did the Democratic primary, and we explored different ideas about how different voting systems would work to produce different results in the Democratic primary as it was actually going live. And Alyssa was an important part of the team and gave the presentation at RISE, which wound up winning the award. That project had several other students, and I was perusing the people that are here today. I don't think anyone else that was on the team was here in this group today, but if you are here, ping in the chat and we can give you a shout out too.
Great. Thanks, Rory. I also dropped some links into the chat for people who want to check out the Democracy and Social Choice group and the 2 projects, and also see if you maybe want to learn who has the scientifically proven cutest dog in the philosophy and religion department, like scientifically proven. Right here, cutest dog. We are so proud of everybody for those for our graduates, for those university-wide award. It is so great that the work that they're doing here in the department and in the PPE program is being recognized across the university. Also, I want to say, as you can see, the chat is being liberally used by our students and our faculty who are very familiar with doing these sorts of things on Zoom. But parents, friends, please feel free to jump in, send messages to your graduates, tell us who you are, where you are. Let's make as much use of the chat as we can do. Now we're going to turn to our departmental award. Our departmental award for graduating seniors is our Susan Seta Michael Meyer Book Prize. It is awarded to graduating students who, during their time with us, made outstanding contributions to department life and culture and community. It is, to be clear, not an academic achievement award. It is not about who got the best grades. It is not about who did the most sophisticated work or projects. It is about who helped to build and sustain an open, welcoming, collaborative intellectual community, which is what we strive to do. The award is in honor of Susan Seta and Michael Meyer, who were 2 long-term faculty members of our department who passed in 2018, and they taught right up until then. So it may be that some of folks graduating did have classes with Professor Meyer or Professor Seta, and they were incredible in their dedication to this department. Professor Susan Seta was the chair of the department for 12 years, and she was a tireless advocate for the department, including for the Politics, Philosophy, and Economics program. A lot of our graduates here today are in that program, so you're going to indulge me a bit on a little, hope you'll indulge me a bit on a little history here. So the PP program actually was not the idea of the Philosophy and Religion department. It was not our idea. It was, the idea was originated from the chair of political science at the time, Mitchell Orenstein. But he left the university and he didn't see it come through. But Susan recognized what this program was and how great this program was. And she picked it up and she got it through all of the approvals. And so she made it so that there was a PPE program at Northeastern. And after it was proved, then Professor Perrick, Serena, was made the founding director and actually made it real, right? Took this thing that had been created and made it real. But without Professor Seta, there might not have been a PP program at all. And it might not have been within the Philosophy and Religion department. So it would have been a very different kind of program had it existed. So she's a big part of why there's a PP program. Michael Meyer was a member of this department from the beginning of time. there was literally no time prior to which Michael Meyer was not in his office with his books, meeting with students, being available. He was the undergraduate program director forever. He could teach anything in the philosophy. He did teach anything in the philosophy curriculum, and he was absolutely loved by his students. So this award is in their honor. It's our departmental award for graduating seniors. And it's a book prize because what Michael and Susan had in common, in addition to their dedication to our department, was a deep love of knowledge for knowledge's sake, right? A deep love of inquiry and learning. And so recipients of the award receive a book that's selected by the faculty. And this is an award that is a faculty-wide decision. So this year, we are very pleased to have 3 Seta Meyer Book Award recipients. And each recipient is going to be introduced by a faculty member. After they are presented with the award, then the recipients, the graduates, are going to speak and reflect for 3 to 5 minutes. I actually don't know what they're going to say, unvetted, so totally trust them. And to introduce our first Seta Meyer Book Award winner is Professor Candice Delmont.
Thank you, Ron. Congratulations, graduates, and greetings to family. It's my utmost pleasure to present Gabe Garcia with the Seta Meyer Award, which recognizes outstanding departmental citizenship. So Gabe was a university scholar, a student in the honors program, and the president of the Northeastern University Political Review. They were named to the 2020 Huntington 100, recognizing them as an influential campus voice. Gabe was also very much involved in the life of the department and of the PPE program. Gabe was a CSSH ambassador, a peer mentor, a teaching assistant, and a conference assistant. They were the executive vice president and then the president of the department's philosophy club, transforming it into a vibrant and inclusive forum. One student told me she had FOMO when she couldn't attend a meeting. Gabe always showed up to the talks and events we organized, even while on co-op, and usually with many other students in tow. One time, Gabe even came with an entire class, as they had persuaded another professor to join our PPE event from another discipline. I asked Gabe what comes to mind when they think back about the department. Their answer, I just think of home. Gabe added they found a community of hungry change makers who I know will make the world a better place. This describes Gabe very well, with themselves an insatiable mover and shaker. With the Seta Meyer Award comes a book. Gabe's is this one, Insurgent Truths, Chelsea Manning and the Politics of Outsider Truth-Telling by Lida Maxwell, which came out last summer. I think of Gabe as an insurgent truth teller who shaped our community for the better, relentlessly pushing for inclusion, equity, and diversity, and doing it with compassion and love. Gabe graduated in December. We've missed you since and will continue to miss you. We thank you for all you've done for the department and wish you the best of luck for this next chapter of your life.
Thank you so much, Professor Delmas. And I can definitely attest to the fact that they did not give this to the person with the best grades, because that was certainly not me. Thank you overall, everyone, so much for coming today, family, friends, faculty, and most importantly, of course, my fellow graduates. I'm so excited to be celebrating this fantastic, accomplished, and incredibly personable group of individuals this afternoon. For those who I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Gabe, and I am graduating today with my Bachelor of Science in Politics, Philosophy, and Economics, and my Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies. I'm honored to have been named to the Huntington 100 a short year ago, and to be receiving the Seta Meyer Book Award today, alongside my friends who I look up to dearly, Mackenzie and Cooper. During my time at Northeastern, as many in this department can attest to, I did not let up. I was so lucky to find this home within what I often forgot was actually a very large university. In the Philosophy and Religion department, I feel like I got to know most, sadly not all, of the faculty and staff, and was given so many amazing opportunities, whether it was working on copy editing for John's book, a short stint in Rossetti with Professor Sneed, supporting Katie, Diana, and Professor Matheson with conference logistics, or 2 amazing stints of TAing with the incredible Professor Megan Goodwin, my mentor. I love you. As I started working my first post-grad full-time role in New York City in late January, I've often missed the times I used to take for granted. All those long hours spent around many different types of tables, laughing, debating, and learning with people much like me and very much unlike me, who were engaged and excited about new knowledge. I walk away from Northeastern, despite all the bumps along the way, better, bolder, and readier to take on whatever happens next. The people on this call made all the tears, heartbreak, late nights, long days, and co-op hours worth it. I want to say specifically thank you to my mom, dad, sister, and stepmom for supporting me throughout the many trials and tribulations over these college years. And to my friends whose hands I hold as I finish, Jack, Cameron, Rowdy, and Carl. We did it. If I can leave everyone with one thing today, it is that my Northeastern experience has taught me more than anything else that humanity is resilient and that we need each other to survive. As we continue to face the COVID-19 crisis as a global community, we have seen immense progress in some areas, yet still have a long way to go. Please do your part by getting vaccinated, following CDC guidelines in regards to wearing face coverings, and supporting your community in whatever capacity you are able. Stay safe and healthy, everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2021.
Okay, well, once again, I'm Professor Serena Perak, and I'm going to introduce the next Setter Myers Award winner. But let me just say, that was beautiful, Gabe, and so Gabe. And it makes me so happy to hear what great friendships you made and how you know each other and connect with each other. And anyway, it's just wonderful to hear. It's now my pleasure to introduce the one and only Mackenzie Necton. Seriously, she's the only person in the world with that name. That's how she introduced herself in my global justice class, which is where I first met Mackenzie just this year. I got to know her in class. She always had, really interesting, insightful questions and comments in class, and wrote an outstanding paper on the human right to food and what this means, not just for every one of us, but particularly for corporations who possess the kinds of technologies that could actually help us to realize this right. She then turned this into an honors in the major project for the semester, for the year. She embodies creativity, research skills, and what I love best, a real determination to figure out how we can actually help people. She was interested in learning philosophy and learning about theories of justice, but for the sake of figuring out, why isn't the right to food met? And to use Gabe's beautiful phrase, she is a hungry change maker. And that is why I think she is very deserving of this award. But she's not just an academic superstar, as many of you are in this room. Mackenzie's contributed to the Northeastern community in many, many ways. I love that she was involved in a program to recover unspoiled food from the dining halls and to deliver it to food insecure people. I appreciate how much time she spent teaching and mentoring girls in the Boston Public Schools as part of the Strong Women, Strong Girls program. It would take too long to talk about all the other things that she's done and the ways that she's made our community and our department a better place. Let me just say that it's my pleasure to award you the Setter Myers Award and present you with this following book, which Professor Illingworth suggested and we all agreed was perfect for you. It's the biography of the journalist and former ambassador to the United Nations, Samantha Power, and it's called The Making of an Idealist.
I think.
Yeah. Okay. So first, I thanked my grandparents especially for coming and for the humbling and very flattering introduction. And then now I'm going to do the speech part. Okay. There's probably no single person on this campus or anyone during my college experience who has bought me more dinners than the philosophy and religion. Between pizza for the PPE Society every single week, the pre-pandemic times, and the occasional philosophy club meeting that I would attend, special events like this one, and the casual information sessions and meet and greets. I have eaten many delicious dinners, at least once a week in the pre-pandemic times, thanks to this department. And not only does that illustrate the kind of community that the philosophy and religion department is, but it also highlights just how important it has been to me. It's been my home base. Through the ups and downs of college, I have always found comfort within these now metaphorical walls. I have met my best friends here, literally in the philosophy conference room in Holmes, the one with no windows and a bunch of books. I've taken every single one of my favorite classes. I have met the most incredible and influential professors of my education, and I've developed my sense of self and my values here. I say thank you to the department as a whole for making college everything I had dreamed of and more. And for providing a small, tight-knit community inside a large village, which is something I was so nervous about. I also want to thank a few people specifically. Katie and Diana, thank you for being the most accommodating and helpful people that have potentially ever lived on this planet. For always being willing to, accommodate the flusteredness of, busy students. Professor Smith, I want to thank you for being the very first philosophy professor I ever had, and for igniting that kind of spark of curiosity about the world of ideas out there, and also about my own self that has driven so much of my curiosity and my interest in philosophy. Professor Delmas and Williams, or Professors Delmas and Williams, thank you for inviting me and for introducing me to a whole other side of college. And finally, Professor Perrick, thank you for being not only an incredible professor, but one of the most supportive and helpful mentors out there. I could go on to list literally every single professor that I've had in this department, because each of you has made my life immeasurably richer in ways that are hard to articulate, but I don't think I have the time. My light ends is that I could not be more honored to be receiving this award along with Gabe and Cooper. They are two of the most excellent people I have ever had the pleasure in New York, which is an experience that bound us up into what has become one of my most treasured friendships. And Cooper and I, in addition to both being in the PPE Society, which we affectionately call Noobs, together, we're on a husky hunt team, which is an experience that I cannot describe in words, but that created a closeness and trust unlike anything else. I mean, once you've seen someone return from biking to Cambridge and back at 4 a.m. and then jump right into recording a mashup cover of 2 Disney songs, it's really hard not to be their best friend. Well, maybe not their best friend, but a really good friend. So I could not be in better company. And with that, I want to say my last thank you, Professor, and I'm going to yield my time.
All right, should I go ahead and launch into Cooper now?
That's it. You're up.
All right. I'm going to say a few words about Cooper, our third recipient of the Sotomayor Award this year. I'm gonna start with like a little short story about when I first met Cooper. He was sitting on the right side of my classroom. I teach this course called Ethics and Evolutionary Games, and the title is indicative of the style of course it is. It's a weird interdisciplinary mashup course. And Cooper was either a freshman or a sophomore. I can't quite, he was very early on in his college career. And to have a student, a freshman sitting in a class like that, it can be overwhelming because it's like one part economics, one part biology, one part philosophy. And it's not the sort of style of class that really anyone is acquainted with when they walk into the door. Nonetheless, Cooper attacked the class. He seemed to love every aspect of it. And I think this was sort of like a clear indication early on of the type of student that Cooper was. There's like no topic in philosophy that he's not interested in. There's no topic in economics that he's not interested in. There's no topics in political science that he's not interested in. He pursues any question that strikes his fancy, which is all kinds of questions. And he's a phenomenal student. But this award isn't about him being a student. It's about the contributions to the department and the department life. So outside of the classroom, Cooper's involved in all kinds of important groups, both research groups, working groups, and student groups. So Mackenzie mentioned that he's part of the PPE Society, and he's been there for many years, the NOOPS. but he's also been a mainstay in the research group that I run, the Rossetti Research Group, which does interdisciplinary topics, usually in the intersection between philosophy and science. Cooper's there every term, pretty much reading everything we're going to read, and he's always like one of our most enthusiastic participants. He's also, as I understand it, a mainstay in the philosophy of the way of as a way of life group that Jacob Stump runs, and has been in on the ground floor of getting that group going. So because he's involved in all of these different groups, and he has this academic breadth of interest, and he's a very skilled student, and he's also constantly around the department, Cooper serves as this bridge between every aspect of our department. I don't think there's any professor that doesn't know exactly who Cooper is, and know what he's about. And most of our students know exactly who he is too. He's one of our most well-connected students in a way, because of all these different interests that he's constantly working to pursue. So given that, we're going to award Cooper a book called Philosophy as a Way of Life, since he seems to embody that already in a lot of ways. So we're going to double down on that. It was suggested by Jacob Stump, and I agree that it's a great book to award Cooper by Pierre Hadot. So with that, I'll turn it over to Cooper.
Thank you so much, Rory, for that really wonderful introduction. Yeah, I am getting a little bit emotional. I apologize. Yeah, I want to start just saying good afternoon, everybody. I really want to congratulate first all of the graduates here, and all your families and friends who've made it. We made it to this point, and that's pretty awesome. And I want to thank everyone in the department for this recognition. This department and the people in it have given me so much over the past 5 years, and I'm tremendously honored to be receiving this award along with Gabe and Mackenzie, who are so well deserving and such amazing people. I remember almost 6 years ago now, I was sitting in the library at Arlington High School behind one of those huge ancient PCs, reading an email from my mom about this new program that they were offering at Northeastern called PPE. And I remember sitting there scrolling through the email and thinking to myself, wow, politics and economics, two of my favorite subjects. This major is going to be so awesome. And I guess I'll deal with the philosophy too as it comes along. And now, of course, I'm sitting here about to graduate, talking to a Zoom full of philosophers and having taken more philosophy courses than politics and economics combined. And I couldn't be more grateful that that's the way my time here has turned out. Like I said, this department has given me so much over the past 5 years, and most of it has been pizza. But the conversations, the collaborations, the communities have really made this department feel like my home within the university. So much so, in fact, that when I first got the email from Professor Sandler saying that I was being recognized with this award for contributing to the department's intellectual life and culture, I was a little bit surprised. My first reaction was, that can't be right. It's the other way around. That's what the department has done for me. But I thought about it a little bit more, and I realized, I have become close with a bunch of people. I've had some really interesting conversations. I've worked on some really cool projects. And in my reflection, I realized that I was circling around what I think makes this department so special. It's really the underlying culture of this department that I think is so valuable. The fact that I was given a seat at the table to be part of those really cool conversations, given the time of day to become close with people, given the opportunity to work and collaborate on projects that have been challenging and rewarding and like real projects. The fact that this award, this awareness, this recognition even exists in a department with only undergrads is truly remarkable. And to be fair, have I ever been very involved in any other departments? No, but I'm not going to let that detract from the confidence with which I say that this one is really remarkable. I mean, the respect, the care, and the love that this department has given me, and I think all of its students, is something that I think is rare and that I will be forever grateful for. And it's one of the main reasons that I've had as great a time here as I have. I'm really thankful to have found this community and honored to have been and hopefully continue to be a member of it. And now I hear at this point the exit music starting to play in my head, so I won't go through the whole list of people I have to thank individually, but I did actually find a website with a list of literally the exact same people, and they even organized it alphabetically by first name. So if anyone wants to check that out on your own time, you can go to cssh.northeastern.edu/philosophy/people, and you can find everybody that I'm thanking right now there. But I do want to say just one last general thank you. Thank you so much to everybody in the department for this award. It is an absolute honor. And finally, another huge congratulations to all of the graduates. Whenever I have said the department in these remarks, I mean all of you too. Most of all, I mean you guys. I am so grateful to have been able to spend the past 4 or 5 years with all of you, to have been a peer mentor to some of you, and to make so many amazing friends. And I'm really proud of us for making it to the end. So once again, congratulations and thank you.
Yeah, I hate to correct them after they've said such wonderful things, but they've got it backwards. This is the award where we thank you. It is the thank you for making our department a better place. And as everybody can see, these were very, very well deserved. So now we are going to honor our graduates. We are going to recognize them, every graduate who is here individually. Their names will be read by our undergraduate program directors, Professor John Basil for philosophy, and Professor Serena Perrick for PPE. Katie, do you want to share that?
Our first graduate in philosophy is a computer science and philosophy combined major with a minor in computational social science, Sam Merkovitz. We're going to have, just so you know, some pauses between so everyone can read the slides and say congrats in the video. Our second graduate in philosophy is a combined major in political science and philosophy with a minor in law, policy, and society, Megan Servant. Our third graduate in philosophy, and the last that is joining us for the event, is a combined major in mechanical engineering and philosophy, and that's Cooper Lippincott.
So our first PPE major is Reza Akhtar, who is a computer science computer science major and a PPE major with a minor in linguistics. Eric Joy, PPE major. Gabe Garcia, politics, philosophy and economics, and communications. And he minored in women's gender and sexuality studies, also known as WGSS. Christian or Mish Colbert, PPE major, and a minor in history and theater. Cooper Gould, PPE major. Max Wilner Gwerk, PPE major, minor in law and public policy. Nicole Morrow, PPE major and criminal justice minor. Jack Kaplan, PPE major, criminal justice minor. Mackenzie Necton, PPE major, law and public policy minor. Alyssa Pasco, PPE major and minors in global health, history, and law and public policy. Zach Gavel, PPE major, minor in environmental studies. Edie Olmstead, PPE major. Grant Sherman, PPE major, minor in data science and business administration. Carmen Lucia Morea, PPE major, minor in business administration. Max Huber, PPE major, minor in international affairs and history. Carl Meekin, PPE major and environmental science. So
Congratulations, everybody. There we go. So we are so amazingly proud of all of you. It has been such a joy to recognize you today, to spend the last 4, 5, occasional 6 years with you. We have one last request, and that is to stay in touch. Please stay in touch with us. it is one of the hardest things about our job, that we spend these years with you, that we spend this time with you, that we do so much studying and learning and collaborating with you, and then you leave us and you go do these other sorts of things. So we desperately want to stay in contact with you. We want to know where you go, what you do. We know that it is going to be amazing. So please stay in touch with the professors that you've worked with. You are always welcome to come to our events, to our groups, to swing by the department and say hello. We definitely want to see you. And we also want to see you tomorrow. So if anybody is on campus, please come by the event. If not, please check out the graduation website. And again, congratulations to all of our graduates. You have done an amazing thing, and we wish you the best with absolutely everything going forward. All right, that's all we got. We accept a special shout out to Katie and Diana, who did the event, who made it go, who have just makes the department run for everyone and everybody. We thank you so much. Thanks also to friends and family for being with us here today, and we hope to see as many of you as possible at the event tomorrow. All right, take care, everybody.